All right, so good morning. I'm Tommy. I'm one of the brokers at Realty One Group Revolution. So I'm at the Fort Mill office this morning with a few of our agents, 4 actually right now, and we got Pam on the line. So what we're going to do today is we're going to talk a little bit about how to start a matrix search and how to also generate emails to your clients from your searches. We're going to start there. I think I'm going to go over and show you how to find the RPR so you can do a search there as well. And then if we have time, we're going to go to Real Scout, which is one of your tools and one login where you can also use an enhanced search capability tool. So that would be Real Scout. All right. Anybody have any questions before we get started? Andrea's hungry. Can't be. There's some chips in the basket over there. All right. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to stop my video. Pam, are you able to see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, let's go ahead. So obviously you log into Canopy through, I still use CarolinaRealtor.com. So I know there's another way you can log in. I can't remember right away. But anyway, once you log in, you want to go to the search tab. When you click on the search tab, whoops, I didn't mean to click all the way. I want it to hover. All right. When you hover over search, the pop-up shows a few different options. We can do a residential search, a quick search, detailed, multifamily, lots, acres, farms, detailed, commercial, rental, cross property. And then down at the bottom, you can actually search for an agent or an office. You can search for open houses. You can look at the property history and then matrix tax search. So what we're going to do is we're going to focus on the top, the few at the top, and we're going to start with residential. So when you hover over the residential, you'll see another pop-up, quick, detailed, or custom. So if you have the MLS number, you can go to quick. I'll just go there. And at the top, you're going to have the MLS number block over here on the right. So what you would do is just paste in or write in, type in your MLS number and do a search there. Now, as you can see, there are other categories as well. But if you go back to the search and hit residential again and go back to detailed, I like to go here because there's a few more boxes that are available for you to use. So let's just start here. First, I'm going to start by subdivision. I don't have a particular address in mind. So I'm going to go and do a subdivision, which I was just in a couple days ago. Trawick is in Union County. Now, when you type in the subdivision name, got to remember, sometimes these subdivision names pop up in other counties. So I'm going to go ahead and put Union County in there just so we don't have pop-ups. Union County, North Carolina, because there is a Union County, South Carolina. And before I hit results up here at the top right, I want to go over to the left and look at my status. What kind of properties do I want to look for? Coming soon, active. So I'm going to pretend that I'm looking for a property for a potential buyer, prospective buyer. So I'm going to check coming soon, active, and then under contract show. Now, in the next category, property category, is it a single family or condo that I'm searching for? This is really important. If you're searching for a condo and you leave it on single family, you're not going to find any, okay? So make sure you click on the category of property that you're searching for. Now, that's all you need basically to start the search, okay? If you want to put in property type, if your client is like, I only want 1 story, then you can click 1 story. Now, let's go look at the right side under the MLS number. We don't need a price. We're searching. We could plug in a number of bedrooms. So I'm going to say we're looking at 3+ bedrooms. So I'd already typed in 3+ before and it's still there. But what you want to make sure you do is either you're going to do a number plus, or you're going to do a number like 2-3. If you do 2-3, that will give you 2 bedrooms up to 3 bedrooms. If you do 3+ or 2+, that'll give you 3 pluses, however many. Like if there's a 6-bedroom house in the community, it will pull that up. So I did 3+ because my prospective buyer wants a minimum of 3 bedrooms. They want a minimum of 2 baths, so 2+. Now, that's all I need to do a basic search. So let's go ahead and hit results. Okay, that's interesting. Let me go back because I know there are properties in here. Let's go back to criteria. Oh, I know why, because there must not be anything active. Let me take the bedrooms out. What? Oh boy. Well, there is, because I just looked in there. All right. What am I? Yeah, maybe everything went under contract since 2 days ago. Okay. All right. So here's a lesson learned here. When you go to look at properties in a neighborhood and you're not pulling anything up, then there may be nothing under contract. Okay. Active or active show. It could be under contract, don't show, or it could be closed. So right now, I want to look for anything that's available. All right. It's really not available because the first one you see is under contract, no show. The second one's under contract, no show. But that's how you find properties. So if I want to find more information about the specific property, I want to click on this MLS number. And that will pull up the property detail. Now, we're not going to spend time going into all of the property detail, but if you click on the picture, you'll get a little bit bigger frame, and then you can scroll through the pictures, okay? If you click on the parcel ID, guess what? 9 times out of 10, it's going to take you to the tax record. There we go. So this house is owned by Open Door and Union County, Trawick subdivision. If you scroll down, legal descriptions right here. Assessed value. This is information you'll need if you're going to do a listing. So, all right. Let's click out of that and go back. So, okay, under our property search, we found properties in this neighborhood, but there are none that are active. Let's go back to criteria. So you can toggle back between criteria and results. Let's say I'm going to take out the subdivision and I want to do a map search. I'm going to pick Matthews, North Carolina. And we're going to do a map search. So I'm going to go up here to the top between criteria and results and hit map. Now, what you're going to have to do is you have to pull your map over. It's going to give you like a 20,000 foot view. You're going to have to laser in. So the Matthews area, here we go. It's a pretty big area. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up here to to these search radius symbols, and I'm gonna hit the circle. And I'm gonna come in here because I think Matthews is right in here. And I'm gonna go out 1 mile from the center of Matthews. We'll do 1.5 miles. Okay, something's going on with my computer. All right. It didn't like something there. Okay. So when I do this map search, you see the green icon? That means it's active. The orange icon. Oops. Okay, hold on, guys. I'll get my screen back up in just a second. Hold on, give me 1 second to figure out what happened with computer. Okay, I think we're back in business. Okay, sorry about that. Not sure what happened. Okay, so I'm doing a map search. I went and clicked on the map. I went over here to one of these symbols and clicked the draw radius in the area of Matthews. Okay, so I'm just kind of picking something that's real easy and quick, but you guys, what you can do is you can touch on this blue circle and you can pull it out, pull it in. But let me go back. If you find the property that's green, go click on it. And then you'll see it says it's 4219 Weddington Matthews Road, and you'll see the ACT for active. It's 5 beds and 5 bath. So if I want to click on it and get more information, I'm going to click listing right here. Okay. Now I can search for, details of the property, but then I want to go back to map, just go back to the map button. I'm going to click on one of these orange tabs. So that means it's UCS, under contract show. So as you can see, hey guys, as you can see, we're at 3102 Lakehurst Crossing. And if I click again on the listing, it gives me the listing details. Or if you want to go back and click on the tax, it takes you right to the tax records. Okay. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and pause here for a second and ask if there are any questions so far. Gina Marie, good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Sorry, a little late.
Oh, you're fine.
Not later than me, I just got here.
Yeah, Jordan's the latest. All right. We're gonna move on. So I'm gonna start back with my search tab, and we're gonna go down. So residential, if you click on it, it gives you the quick detailed. If you click on custom, I don't use this very much at all, to be honest. But if you use custom now, you can just go pick and choose the different status or fields. If you go down here below status, additional fields, and click add, then you can basically set up your own search. But again, I hardly ever use that. Matrix, that's under search, residential, then custom. So we've looked at residential, detailed, quick, detailed, and custom, so we can skip these two. Let's go to multifamily. What do you think you would be searching multifamily for? We're going to hit the detailed tab. Does anybody in this group search for multifamily properties?
Yes.
Jordan does. Jordan, what would you be searching for?
Duplexes.
All right, let's search. Let's search for a duplex. So, all right, everything looks pretty much the same here, right? But if you'll look at the boxes, the different criteria, they're different. So under type, you have apartments, duplex, eightplex, and so forth. So what we want to do, and that tells you you're in the right search portal. So we're going to click on duplex for the type of property. I'm going to go ahead and click the under contract no show just to see if there's anything under contract. And let's just, Jordan, pick an area for me to search.
Kannapolis.
Oh, Lord. Way up there. Okay. All right. Kannapolis, North Carolina. So we want to make sure we hit the city. And I do want to hit North Carolina because our MLS does search South Carolina as well. I don't think there's a Kannapolis down there, but I'm going to hit North Carolina. All right. So do we want to have a minimum criteria for our duplex search, like a price range? Jordan?
No, I mean, when it gets to multifamily is a lot harder to really nail down on a specific range.
Yes.
Because most residential agents don't understand multifamily, no offense to anybody. And so, I think you would be surprised what multifamily costs. And there's a wider range, I think.
Pam, Gina, can y'all hear Jordan talking? Okay.
You could do Mecklenburg County. That's probably going to give you more options.
Well, let's see what's in Kannapolis. I'm not going to put any more criteria. I'm just going to see if there's anything that pops up. And there is, but they're all under contract. How about that? So if we look at the details here, we've got 3 in Kannapolis. They're all duplexes. The heated living area from 1215 to 1288. And the price ranges are from 135 to 180. So you see how quick you can find something for a client. Now, we're not going to drill down here like we would do with a CMA, but I want you to know how to navigate and get around somewhat in Canopy. So let's go back to criteria and let's go search. Let's just search Charlotte and see what pops up. Well, I'll leave everything else the same. Whoa. Okay. So we got 4 properties that are active and available in Charlotte. Then we have several more that are under contract, under due
You just
diligence.
sorted by status?
Yeah.
What you did?
Yeah.
That's smart.
Yeah. That's all I did. And that's usually how I start my searches, so I can kind of get a broad view of what what's available, what's been on the market.
So multifamily, Tommy, you may know this, probably do. But if you click on one, it'll actually usually shows you what the units are rented for.
Okay, let's look at that.
Is it in the agent notes?
No, it's typically, does that one have it?
I don't see it.
No, if you go back, it's usually right here. So they usually try to put it right here. So it's right at the top, unit information, and it shows you the breakdown of bedrooms and bathrooms.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Let's go pick another one and see if okay. If you want to go back to your selection of properties, hit single list display right here. And it'll take you back to the list. If you go click on a property, hold on, I'll show you. Let's click on this one. You click on a property. Now look back up at the top. See where my cursor is? Yep. And that's a quick way to get back without doing the back button. All right. So this one, I picked 2420 Charlotte Drive. Yeah. Due diligence. Period. Yep. Thanks, guys. I don't see anything on rent on that one either. Obviously, agents don't all. But I'll show you how to find rents too in a minute. All right, so let's go back to criteria. Now, actually, okay, let's look for apartments right quick. Instead of duplex, let's look for an apartment. We're going to stick to Charlotte. Only one? All right. based on the criteria that I selected, there's only one available, 2800 Carroll Street Avenue, Charlotte. Okay, so if you look down here under schedule of showing, you'll see units 1, 2, 3, 4. And the heated living area is 451 square foot. That's really huge, isn't it? And then the monthly rent, 625. Now, as you guys know, you probably looked at these property data sheets and all that. The property information is right here just below the top. The more detailed information is in the middle. And then under remarks, I always go there first to see how long it's been on the market, who is listing it, and what the commission is, of course. And then I go and look at the remarks, because sometimes an agent will give you information that'll let you know, well, this property is not going to be a good property for my client. Okay. Sometimes you have to call them or email them and find out, but they're saying that this quadruplex gross rents at $2,500 per month. Okay. So for an investor who's looking to buy a property, that's information, right away, they're going to want to know. So it's good that they put that in there. Okay, let's go back to property search tab. Let's go to lots, acres, farms. And again, I've got the option of detailed or custom. I'm going to do detailed. Now, when you're let's just say we're going to search for some acreage in Lancaster County, because I know there's some down there. So I'm going to go on the left. I'm going to keep these tabs, coming soon, active, under contract, show. I'm going to keep them checked. Then I'm going to go click acreage under property type. And then I'm going to go over here to county and just type in Lancaster. And then I'm going to hit South Carolina. And that's all I'm going to put, because I just want to know what's out there. Okay. Now, as you can see, there are at least 4 pages of properties. So the actives are going to show up first. Actually, let me go back, go to criteria. The categories are going to show up like this. Well, actually, it's going to be active, then it's going to be under contract, show, no show. Coming soon, I think, might be first if there were any. So just like it shows here is how they'll populate. So let's go back to search results. Now, let's say I see all these properties are available, but I want to go by price range. So go to the price column and click on price. If you click back and forth, you can see the up and down arrow. So we're starting at the highest price with the arrow up, okay? If I click it again, we're looking at the lowest price properties first, okay? That helps you. You can do the same thing with acreage. All right, so in Lancaster County, we have different towns, Kershaw, Heath Springs. Let's go, let me just click into one of these. All right, so we're looking at 192 East 4th Street. The legal description sitting right here, deed reference, parcel ID, all that good stuff. It's listed at $8,000. So let's go in the middle, the land information is 0.12 of an acre. And you can see the lot restrictions. When you're looking at land, you want to look at the restrictions, because if your client wants to put a double wide and you go this restriction, it says manufactured homes not allowed, modular not allowed, then you need to keep looking. Okay. Deed restriction will allow it. So this is a cash sale, seller owned for less than 1 year, and it has a publicly maintained road, which is important. Anyway, so that's how you look for acreage. Now, I can do the same thing with the map search. Okay. Let's see. Let me click on this map. Actually, let me go back and do this. I'm gonna drill down a little bit, and I'm gonna put 1 to 5 acres. and I'm gonna put under 250. By the way, when you're putting a price in, you see to the right of the block, it has the thousands. So whatever you want to put in, like 10,000, just put 10 because the triple zeros are already embedded. Just think of it that way. If you want to put 250,000, just 250. Now, the reason I put the slash is because I want it to go down. So I want to see everything up to 250. If I wanted to see everything 250 above, I would put the plus, okay? If I wanted to see everything from 250 to 350, I would do 250-350. But let's go back to 250 minus everything under 250 and see what we got. So I'm gonna go to the single line display. We have 8 properties. 2 are under contract. So if I were to go click on the top one, Daisy Couch Road in Heath Springs, it is 1 acre at 15,000. Not a bad price. And it says it's seller owned. It looks like there are no restrictions, but you would want to check on that. Yep, it says no restrictions. I always email and just follow up and make sure. So anyway, when you're looking at land, you won't see a whole lot of detail usually, like you would in a residential property, okay? You almost have to pull the information out of the listing agent or the seller. But you got it, this is what you go with. As you know, land, just with anything else, the inspections are on the buyer. So you would need to make sure you do all the necessary inspections that you would do for land. And we're not going to talk about that here. All right, so let's go back up to the search bar and go to commercial. How many like to look for commercial property? Yay. What's an instance where your client might want you to look for commercial property? Say that they might want to open a beauty shop or a restaurant or whatever. So we're in the commercial portal. If you go over here and look at property type, again, titles are different, right? All different kinds. If you want to leave it open, just don't click a type, okay? Commercials really different. And to be honest, if you just click on one of these and look, you're probably going to miss. So if you just go click the commercial type itself, I think that would pull everything up and then you could sort through. So let's say we want to let's look in Union County and see what's going on there. Union County, North Carolina. Actually, no, let's go to, where do you live, Jordan?
York County, South Carolina.
Let's go to York, see if there's anything there. You think there's anything there? York County. Well, let's do county. I don't know York City's gonna pull much. South Carolina. Let's see what we got. Come on, baby, work with me. Nothing. Let's.
Can I ask a question? This is commercial, you said?
Yeah.
Do you find most commercial gets entered into this MLS, or do you think most of it's on dot loop or not dot loop?
LoopNet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think a lot of pure commercial properties, they may put them on the MLS as well, but you're probably going to find them on commercial sites like LoopNet.
What's commercial MLS called? CoStar? Is that what it's called?
I think so. Yep. I thought you said Coast Guard.
I know, that's right.
Sorry. All right, so I found a bunch of closed properties. So let's just click in the one. Cherry Road, Rock Hill.
Yeah.
This property sold for $115,000. It was built in '74. It's 3,100 square foot. If we go down the bottom, the listing agent and the buyer agent. So yeah, it sold for $115,500. And let's see, that was in 2016. I don't think we're gonna find that price today. But anyway, that's how you search for commercial property. Now let's go back to the search tab. I want to go down to cross property. Why would we use the cross property tab? Anybody want to take a stab? So if a property is dual labeled, like a commercial / residential or rental, then cross property will pick it up. And usually if you can't find anything in residential, commercial, I go to cross property and do a search there anyway. So, all right, let's go up here and let's just see what comes up. I'm gonna do Fort Mill, South Carolina. Let's just see what we pull up here. All right, so we got a coming soon, Hickory View Drive. This is a residential property. So why is cross property pulling it? Who knows? But there you go. Let's go back to the search. Let's go back to the single line and let's go back down to, well, first, let's just look in here. So we've got single family, right? Then we've got land, single family and land right here. So I think for me, the purpose of the cross search is to make sure I didn't miss anything that might have been labeled wrong or set up differently in the MLS. Let's just put it that way.
So Tommy, you're saying that we can just cross search to find coming soon, active, under contract show.
No, you would always, the specific properties you're looking for, you look there first.
Right.
But then look at cross property just to see if anything different pulls up.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
All right, let's go down. Let me show y'all how to find an agent in our MLS. So if you know their agent ID, like mine is 54849, and you see there's one match pops up down here and hit results. And then you see my agent ID, my name, where I work, and click on the agent ID. And there I am in the MLS. If you want to view my listings, hit view my listings. I don't have any yet right now.
Yes.
So sad. If you want to see my office, click the office ID.
Glamour shot, man.
I know, I have to. So, and once you get to the office, you can go up top and see our office agents, click that. And then that's the agents who are in Fort Mill.
Sorry, I have a question. When you went to agents ID, just now to find agents, what tab did you click up top?
Search.
Go search and then drop down to agent.
Yep, search. And agent is down near the bottom. See it right here? Now let's say you want to just go and look directly for an office. Yeah, come on up. So then the office ID comes up. However, what if you don't know the office ID? You can look it up by address. How do you know what an address is for a firm? You go Google it. So you can always look, there are 5,000 plus matches. Let's go back to search and let's search an open house. Somebody give me a date this weekend.
This weekend I'm doing the second.
Is it
I haven't been there yet.
10? 2. Let's do a public. Let's just see what's available. So I put in the date and public, and I'm gonna hit results. Look at all those open houses coming up. And which one do we have coming up, Andrea?
Yeah, let me look at her address. I'll get it for you.
She told me.
Uh,
Do you see it up here? It would be in this. Well, wait a minute. There are 5 different columns. Yeah.
Can I ask you a question, Tommy, before you get too far
Yes.
agent.
Yes,
info.
yes, sir. We'll go back.
So, on MLS forms, or let me rephrase that, on North Carolina, South Carolina realtor, you have to put the agent license number, and you also have to put the office code or the brokerage license number or whatever. That is different than that number there sometimes, yes or no?
Yeah, so this is your MLS ID number,
Correct.
okay? On your,
Which that search is also beneficial because it has most agents North and South Carolina license numbers, which you need for documentation, correct?
yes. So okay, so let me go back. Let me just put mine in, 54849. Let's go back to me. So the agent ID, that goes for the MLS, okay? The office code takes you to our office information.
Oh,
Now, what you're gonna need off of here is most times all you're gonna need is the firm license down here at the bottom, C31728, and then your BIC's ID number.
And is that firm license number a North Carolina or a South Carolina number or just?
Okay, so for North Carolina, they have their own set of numbers.
Okay.
South Carolina has theirs. So for South Carolina, all three of our offices have a separate number. For
Okay.
North Carolina, we have one number.
Okay, and that's the North Carolina number?
It's North Carolina number.
Okay, so if I was on a South Carolina transaction and I was outside of our brokerage and I was filling out an offer form, on the last page of the South Carolina form, you have to put the listing agent.
Yeah.
You have to put their contact information. Do you let them fill that out usually on an offer?
I fill it out.
I do too. So
Okay.
so the question is, how do you find their South Carolina office?
Okay, so again,
SCLR.
you look up the agent. If you don't, you should know the agent's name because it should be on the listing. Then you can go in here if they're in our MLS. If they're not, then you go up. What I do is I just Google SCLLR and South Carolina licensed real estate.
Look up or whatever.
Actually, a page comes up and you have to select real estate.
Yeah.
And then it goes to the search.
Can you do
Well,
that? same
I'll just
thing-
do it.
Can
I'll
you
just
do
do
that
it.
same thing in North Carolina?
Yes. But nine times out of 10, you're going to find everybody right here.
Okay.
South Carolina will ask for an office number. North Carolina does not, right? It's usually South Carolina asks for an office number on some of your forms.
Yeah, North Carolina asks
$200
for.
on the offer to ask for the firm information. South Carolina does it well, requires, yes, that information. And don't put Thomas's email.
Yeah, I can take it.
Don't put my email.
Any other questions about?
Because everybody shoots their zip form log in, is that what happens?
I don't know. Hers. Any other questions about the agent tab, agent search? So you can do the office search, open house, property history. We're not going to look at that. It's real simple. If you're looking for an agent, just go to agent. If you're looking for an office, start there. You can actually. That's the simplest way to tell you.
We can go to any office though in Roger, in any state. from this
You need to
point.
put the numbers of the office that you're under.
Okay,
So if you're in the Fort Mill office, you stick to
that one always has to be on.
to my South Carolina license number and our South Carolina firm license number. That makes sense. So the office you're assigned to with the company when we brought you on is what goes first. Okay, unless, okay, so if you're in the Arboretum office and you're doing a South Carolina deal, then you're going to put the South Carolina office information. Okay.
Okay.
Think about what state you're in, what state you're licensed to do the business in, and that's so it's because we're on the line. It's an advantage and there's some disadvantages. Yeah, Andrew.
So we only have, for all three locations, we only have one North Carolina number and one South Carolina. For all three, they're all the same.
is C31728. South Carolina is 22921.
There's
Those are the only two numbers. you have.
South Carolina has different office codes for each office.
For the, in the MLS, yes.
So that's what I think confuses. It confuses me. So, yeah, thanks, Andrew. All right. So one other thing, this is it didn't have anything to do with searches, but if you want to go look at, if you go under public records, you can do a realist tax search, matrix, CCNR, tax, GIS, school system. So just in case you didn't know those were there. So, okay, let's just say one of those properties that I found. Now I want to set up a search for a client. So I'm going to go to my matrix. Okay, click on my matrix and you see these tabs, go to contacts. If your contact is not already in here, then you need to add them. So when you go to contacts, you can do a search to see if they're already in here, but we know they're not. So I don't like this because I can never find the add button on this thing. It's usually at the bottom.
Above your name.
It's doing up there now. Oh, they changed it. Okay. Okay, so hit the add button and then you see the highlighted areas. That's the minimum information you need. First name, last name, email. Now, if you have the phone number, I would add it. Where's the, cell phone. Guess why? Because if something happens with your CRM or your phone or whatever, you can always go back to your, I call it a CRM here in Canopy. You hit save, but you can always go back and search for them. Let me go show you. So again, go back to my contacts. And let's just say, okay, the top one here is the one I put in. So click on it. That's an old one. I have a bunch, well, I purged it at one time, but I do have a bunch of names in here. These are old searches, old clients. But as you can see, you can go back and he's still searching. Look at Sam. Let's see. The only thing I have under here is one search. Oh, I know why. Because I took him off of this and put him on Real Scout. Anyway, so let's assume we already have somebody. Okay, we've already input the client that we want to do the search. So let's go back. I'm going to go do a residential detailed search. I'm going to go back to this Treywick just because I'm familiar. Treywick subdivision, North Carolina.
I created a search and put in the wrong email. And so the initial email went to that address. Then I went back in and put the correct address. I resent it. I don't think she's gotten it yet, but it still says like she's never viewed it.
That means she just hasn't clicked on it. She hasn't opened it. Yeah.
Resend the book too. If you go to my matrix and you go to my auto email, you see the list of what's going on. Put the arrow underneath. Resend it.
Okay. So I'm at this property in Marvin. Okay. And if I want to go down and print a copy of it, I go down to the bottom where you see my cursor and just hit print. So the way I do it, I want to save a copy, hit print to PDF. A little slow today. And I can go ahead and download this into my laptop, okay? Or let's go back. You can go over here and click any one of these views. depending on what you want your client to see. So you don't want them to see an agent view. You want them to see, let's do the 360 property view and then go hit print. And this is what they're going to see. Then you can save that as well. Now let's go. And you see all these different, let me click on one more. Here's the agent snapshot, just to let you see what it looks like. Okay, so that's a quick and easy. Say if you're doing if you're going to do showings, you might want to do something like this, but you can also pull these from showing time as well. And that's what I do instead of doing it here. Okay, let me go back in. Somebody give me a property, and I'm going to show you how to attach it to an auto email to a client.
Okay, I have a property.
If I can get my internet up.
Are you ready? It's going to be,
hold
is
up.
it in the MLS?
I'm still working on it
Oh,
currently.
I can't give you her address then.
Okay.
The old one,
I was going to.
show me that. Yeah, give me the old one.
Okay, ready? When you're
Or
ready.
give me the subdivision.
I don't know.
Rosegate,
Ro-
Ro-
Rosegate.
Rosegate.
I'm
In Charlotte.
currently finishing up the last function.
Is it one word? Yep.
Yes.
Okay, Rosegate. We'll do Charlotte, just so it doesn't pull one in some other city. All right, let's go look here in Rosegate. Nothing. Okay, so I'm gonna hit under
Address.
contract.
Well, it's not active.
Right, but it's.
All right, so there's
not.
nothing active in Rosegate. So let's just say I want to show my client the 2 closed sales in Rosegate. So I'm going to click here on the, see, click here, 2 properties. And then here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to save, and then I'm going to go to new auto email. When I go to new auto email, now up at top it says save a new auto email. So I need a contact. So I know this person's in my list. So I'm going to click here. And then on the subject line, I'm going to put such and such search or whatever. And then I'm going to go down. I've got all this set up like I want it. So all I'll do is go down to the bottom and I hit save. I'm not going to hit save because I don't want this client to get this email. But it's that easy. Now let me go show you what a search looks like that's ongoing. So if you go to my matrix and go down to auto emails, these are the ones that have been set up. So I'm gonna click this one, Weddington Middle District. This is a search that I set up for this client. So I clicked on it and you see the drop downs. I can look at the settings, the criteria, the results. So if I go to settings, this is what it looks like, okay? Here's how you know if somebody's opening your emails. So go to, if you want to go and see what they're seeing, go to results. If you want to open it in the One Home portal, click here. Usually this is where you can see if they favorited them. Now, I have my MLS set up so that somebody favorites a property, I can see it. Let's click out of this. All right, so here's how they show up here. You see the heart over here? If they heart it or thumbs down it, that'll let you know. That'll give you an alert.
What did you get results? How did you get there?
Go to my matrix auto email, and then go find the search, click on it, and then this pops up, and then it's one open in One Home. Okay. Date since. Let's click date since. I can't remember if this is what they looked at. Andrea, do you remember that? Let me go back to that tab. The date sense. So, okay, look at the bold down here. 6 new or updated residential since the last run. So that's what the date sense is. Why is it not opening?
I got that from a husband and wife. The husband was opening it up the
Oh,
wife.
and if you want to go to results and see what they're seeing. Yeah, there's those 6. So, okay. Anybody have any questions so far?
I just know, once you, guess disable an email, should you just leave it, it has that little red exclamation point once you like stop it from automatically sending, should I just delete that? Or just keep them under the tab? Like basically right now, under my automatic emails, I have 2 clients, but I've disabled the emails from going out. Do I just leave them under that column?
You can, that way you know what they look, if you come back 5 years later, you can see what they've looked at or something like that. Here's thanks for saying that. Here's what you need to know. If your client unsubscribes themselves, you can't add them back without their permission. So I've got one client, I've sold her 4 houses. Every time I close on a house, she unsubscribes instead of tells me so I can stop it. So if I stop it, her email, I can still send her emails. If she unsubscribes, I can't even send her an email through Matrix. Does that make sense?
It does.
I
So-
automatically unsubscribe my clients as soon as they go on the phone.
Yeah, when you do it, you can still email them through Matrix, but when they do it, they're telling Matrix, I don't want your emails. Does that make sense?
It does.
So yeah, either way, you could delete out that search, but leave them active in your portal.
Okay.
So, and the way you would do that is, let me just go back and auto emails. Why is it just? So, yeah, see, you see that little red sign? He disabled it himself. Here, this one's not disabled.
All right, here. Quit-
I know it.
Quit sending me your junk
So, so click on the title and you see that drop down, you see that delete auto email. You click that and it'll delete the auto email run, but it'll leave them in as active.
Okay.
All right. Any questions on adding a client to an email from Matrix? Now, you can send them a one-off or you can send them like, what I call this like a drip. When you add them to like a neighborhood or a search that you've created, and then you go pick up that search and it's going to email them anytime something changes within that search, okay? One other thing I wanted to show you is I want to go to market reports, resources. I want to show you another search capability that you have. If you'll go down Realtor Property Resource, where's it at? Right here, Realtors Property Resources under Realtor Tools, under the Resource tab. Click on it. This is a free tool. Well, it's not free. Your NAR dues pay for it. Go here and set up an account or a profile, because I love this tool because you can search for a property anywhere. Okay, I go and look at properties at Myrtle Beach, Florida from time to time just to see what's going on in different markets. I got friends in California. They're supposed to move anywhere between Charleston and Florida. So they're always asking me, what do you think? And so instead of calling an agent, I just go in RPR and pull up the city and pull up some comps and show them.
Great.
The internet is slow, something's slow. Okay, so while RPR is loading, what this is, it's kind of it's a multi-tool. As you can see by the shortcuts, You can do prospecting for clients. You can run reports. You can do an investor analysis. Opportunity zones is probably something we should have a class on later. Investors love this. You can create a CMA. So here's what we do. There's a tab here, residential commercial. Make sure you're in, it starts in the residential, but let's just put up an address. Somebody give me an address to search anywhere. Or we can start with a town. You want to do Myrtle Beach? South Carolina. We're sales, all types. We're gonna look at 200,000 to 300,000. And I think that's all we need. And let's hit search. I just want to pull up something, show you what this looks like. Okay. Your search returned more than 500 results maximum. We will display the top 500. Okay. So let's just click on 1440 Castle Drive. So you can do a CMA from here, and it's got a CMA tool. They're really nice. I always do a CMA and RPR and email it to my client before I go and speak to them.
Do you find their RVM to be decently accurate?
Yes.
More
Very.
More so than the estimate?
Oh yeah. Yes. Good point. Sales pitch there. And I'll show you that in just a second. So here you have the property address, the pictures, just going down the left, the property summary. So they pull their information from MLS's tax records, court records. So you get a lot. Description of the property, property facts. So if you have been in a property and you know there's some changes or things that need to be added or taken away, you can do it right here. And that's great when you're doing a CMA. It gives you the schools, price change history, AARP livability. That's cool, isn't it? Interior features, exterior features, some other details, location details, walkability score, owner facts. So we got the owner information, legal description, tax information, and it looks a lot better laid out than the MLS, right? Or Matrix.
I was gonna say it's a much better way.
Yeah. Look here on the right, you got the map, got the last listing agent here, Realty One Group dockside, yay. Realty One Group, additional resources. So this analyze property is more of an investor tool, my understanding. You can connect the zip forms here, by the way, which we have. You have a free, well, it's not free, you're paying your dues. So part of your realtor perks, I guess. If you go down here, look, historical records for the property. Listing details, homeowner association, yada, yada, yada. Okay, so a lot of information, right? Okay, let's say I want to do a CMA. See the CMA tab up here? Just click it. And I'm getting a little off topic, but I just wanted to show you how this works. Go through and it walks you through. First, you have to confirm the facts and just populate. You'll find it to be let me go and show you one of my reports. Recent reports. They used to pop, they've changed the look of it. They used to populate right here on top. My searches, my properties. Okay, reports. Whatever, it's not gonna pull it up. It's been 30 days since I've created one. But yeah, okay, we'll just go. Let's look at property report. Now, because I've built my profile in here, that's what the front page will look like, top right. It'll have my picture instead of hers, my information. So here's my information here. I can edit my profile. But when I go through this, and so when you click property report, and you can enter the name of your client and put a little message here, include recipient. When you create that report, you can email them a copy, or you can just download it as a PDF. I always download it as a PDF and I send it from my email. Okay. I send it everything from my Gmail. I'm not going to run a report. It takes about a minute for it to run. But again, it's going to look pretty. Some of the reports are 30 plus pages. You can actually uncheck pages so that your report is smaller. You only send pertinent information. As you can see, these are the different types of report. Let me hit the view sample. Do the auto slideshow. This is what you're looking at. Yep, the mini property report is a nice one. You can do reports and put them in your listings, whatever. All right, so that's enough on realtor property resource. The last thing I want to show you, how are we on time? Okay. Last thing I want to show you is everybody with the firm has a Real Scout account. Real Scout is located in one login. If you haven't opened it yet and built your profile, please do it. What you're looking at is the inside of my account. I want to show you my profile. So Real Scout is an enhanced property search tool. It gives your clients a lot more information, bigger pictures, a lot more options by which to search for a property. That's why I like to use it. So if you go to your profile section and look at the top right, that's your URL. You can copy paste that into social media, put it in an email, text it to your client, and they can get started right away. So as you can see, it includes my social profiles. Now, I'm gonna go back to dashboard. I want to show you a couple of things. It's so easy to add a client manually. You go to the top right, there's a blue button, click on it. Is it a new client or existing client? It's a new client, put their email, first name. See, the names are the rest of this is optional. All you need is an email to get started. But I put the information that I know that I have and then hit create client. Let me just do this right quick because I want to show you what this looks like. So once you put a client in, you can pick the MLS. Okay. So I'm gonna pick MLS residential. And there's a customized listing alert, or the button on the right says invite client to create own listing alert. I want to create it for them, and then I let them know they can edit it as they choose. So I'm gonna create the listing alert. And as this is pulling up, what it's gonna do, it's gonna start with the same search criteria that's in the MLS. So map populates on the left side. So as we add the information in, that map is going to drill in. So I'm going to choose active properties, and they're going to be single family. Beds, we're going to do a minimum of 3, no maximum. I'm going to skip some of the rest of this information. We're going to look, let's just pick a city. Let's pick Rock Hill. Okay, what just happened? Oh, it's so slow. It pulls from the MLS, but the way they receive the information is a lot better than what you're getting from the MLS, in my opinion. All right, so I've got Rock Hill. All right. Now I've got the information that I want and I hit save to client at the top right. It drops down and it wants to know, just like the MLS search, what's the search name? So I could put whatever. I'm not going to put anything in here because I'm going to delete it. How often do I want it to go out? Daily, ASAP, monthly. Send a copy to myself. And there's two things you can check: suppress natural language intros or send open house reminders. I'll leave those open because I want the client to choose. Then I go up here and hit save. Now,
Those two little things, what do they mean? You click on, you like,
we can talk about that off. Okay, so right now it's asking me, do I want to send an alert now? So if I did, I would put a subject and a little message, but I don't want to because I'm going to delete this. So these are the properties that he's going to see. So let me just click on the first one. And I'll show you why I love this. This is what he sees when he opens this up. First, he sees all these big pictures, okay? What Real Scout does, it's an intuitive program. Whatever this client is searching, it remembers it, and it generates more of the same for them to see. So it helps you. It sends properties to them for you based on what they're looking at. So the property information, it's just easier to read again. It's kind of like RPR. You've got the listing agent over here, schools, climate risk ratings, exterior information. All right, now the beauty, and you can't see it on this side, but let's click view listing as home buyer. Crap, it's gonna make me sign in. Hopefully it will remember my login. Yeah, there we go. Okay, couple things. This is okay. This is as my client is seeing it, but I want to show you something up here. What do you want to do? Engage clients with email alerts, enhance listing presentations, learn more about markets, and market my Real Scout platform. So those are the different things you can do right here. So I'm just going to go down and click on a picture. This is what my client sees. This is the client view, okay? Very similar. Now, your information is going to populate over here to the right when it comes from you. They want us more information about the property, they're going to click and get you, okay? So that is a quick bird's eye view. And if you go on down to the left, look at listing tools. You can market your listings, test the market, disclosures. Here's some extras: social media, integrations, widgets. And let me show you one last thing, and then we're going to be done. This is your own personalized landing page. You can edit it. So when I grab this link right here, thomaswatson.realscout.me, they're going to see this: find your dream home, start searching now. And when they go in it, anything they search for is going to come back to me by email in my Real Scout. So very intuitive, good way to put yourself out there. Any questions before we end? I know
Very small one. Real Scout was under what tab?
Nope, Real Scout belongs to us. It's under one login. It's
You got an email back. We should got an email. I got an email in February. Still hasn't said.
Let me know if your Real Scout doesn't work, because we had some integration
Yeah, we
issues with that.
might have to send a
Yeah.
ticket in. Okay, guys, thank you for showing up today with the training. If you have any questions, please email us and let us know. But again, we want you guys to feel comfortable navigating a search and sending properties to your clients. So with that said, we're going to go ahead and end this broadcast. See you guys.